everybody.
Hi, friends. I almost said guys, but I didn't. Well, from beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah,
It's Thank God I'm Atheist.
the podcast.
I'm Frank Feldman.
And I'm Dan Beecher.
And coming up on the show today, Dan, Senor Popey Man has something to say
El Francisco.
about people who are adopting dogs
Oh,
instead of having children. He is pissed off.
he's got a lot to say about a lot of things.
We're gonna dissect it and get to the bottom of it. And
He's a very
probably
old
point
man.
some fingers
Oh, yeah, we're
at other
you're,
problems.
You're
within
positively wagging your finger at this point.
scolding.
There is a finger
It's gonna be
wagging.
followed by a scold.
Are you guys prepared for the wagging of fingers? Because that's coming up later.
But first, Dan,
Yeah.
I've got the story of a mega church in Colorado
Okay.
that didn't survive the pandemic.
Oh, no.
They are closing their doors and they're going 100% viral. Virtual.
Virtual. Yeah, sure.
I mean, they probably had some viral problems at the mega church.
Yeah. They went viral. And now they're going virtual.
But no, they're going online exclusively. They say that's where the people are.
Yeah.
But
Imagine the savings in overhead.
oh my God, no kidding. Well, donations were down. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Attendance was down. Donations were down. They just couldn't keep
Because
up.
why the fuck would you go to church?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it is 137,000 square feet. They
Holy
could have
shit.
social distanced just fine. Right? But I think, methinks, the real issue here, Dan,
Yeah.
is this little tidbit.
Yeah.
The valuation of the property
Uh-huh.
that they are selling,
In somewhere in Colorado.
$12.2 million worth of property.
Wow.
The mega church wasn't just gigantic in and of itself. It also sat on a large 32-acre piece of property
Oh.
surrounded by, houses and on a commercial corridor.
Okay.
And so DHI Communities has plans to build 500 duplexes and apartments on the property. They're going to put in a 5-acre park, and it's just going to be nice. I mean, if you know DHI Communities, it's not going to be nice, but it's new housing, everybody.
It's new housing.
And
that's a moneymaker
it's going to be
here in these United States.
Yeah. And I just have a feeling that, they're going online. Sure, they're going online. No, I think that Pastor Torrey Roberts is going to be retiring.
You think?
$12.2 million.
Yeah, I mean that's the smart move, but you don't want to turn down. People want to give that dude money every week, so
Oh yeah,
you don't want to turn that down.
Clearly, I'm sure he'll keep taking whatever people are willing to send in.
Listen,
And keep doing what he does best. Just preaching.
I'm sure he's
But
making
now preaching to a camera.
a fuck ton more than you and I make, and we do this every week. So
Oh yeah, no kidding.
there you go.
But you can do a lot with $12.2 million
Yeah.
other than, build a mega church.
Right? Yeah.
You can
Well,
can retire.
Yeah. You can have that jet that you've been eyeballing.
Yes, indeed. That's how you know that this preacher has arrived.
That's right. That's right.
When he gets a jet.
When he has the $2,000 sneakers and the big jet. That's when you know that Jesus has favored you.
Indeed.
All right. Well, some of our listeners will remember that back in 2019, there was a horrific attack on a synagogue in San Diego area.
Oh.
Do you remember this? A young neo-Nazi asshole by the name of John Earnest went in and shot up the place, killing one and wounding others.
Mm-hmm.
I've got two stories related to that.
Oh.
The first one is that Mr. Earnest has now been sentenced to his second life sentence in prison.
Ernest goes to jail.
Indeed. The first one was a state was on state charges. The second one was on federal charges.
Oh, geez, yeah.
So
okay.
good.
Yeah.
Fucker's never going to get out of jail, and
That's-
we don't want him.
Okay, great.
The second story is about one of the victims of his violence, Rabbi Israel Goldstein,
Mm-hmm.
a 60-year-old man who lost a finger
Oh, jeez.
in the violence.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I would understand people feeling quite a lot of sympathy for him.
Yeah.
That may change in just a moment, as we've learned that he was just sentenced in a huge tax fraud scheme.
Oh no.
So,
Wow.
being wounded in a horrible anti-Semitic attack does not inoculate you from having been a horrible fraudster who literally defrauded the U.S. government and a lot of other people. Apparently, the scheme was he would have donors give a bunch of money to him,
Mm-hmm.
launder it, and then shoot most of it back. He'd keep 10%. They'd get back 90%, and they'd get to write the whole thing off on their taxes and whatever. So you had all these
That's a good one.
wealthy donors
Wow.
doing that. He's accused of collecting $6.2 million in fake donations
Yeah, there you go.
and then returning it, 90% of it.
So okay, so he kept over $600,000.
About $620,000 go to him.
Wow.
Uh,
He's an enterprising fellow.
Yeah. It really doesn't help the Jewish stereotype that he gave one of his donors back their contribution in the form of $1 million of gold.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The whole Jew gold thing is not a good look, Rabbi. That's not how we want to do this, man.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Huh.
He also like did shit like he took $185,000 of federal emergency of FEMA money, claiming that he needed it from the wildfires of 2007. Apparently, that was just bullshit.
No way. This guy.
So
Wow.
I
He's got some issues.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah. He and several other people who were involved in the scheme have pled guilty. They think about at least 20 people were involved, and about a half dozen, including him, have pled guilty.
Hmm.
So that was cute.
Which finger did he lose?
Let me look at the picture. His right index finger.
Oh, that would be a bad one to lose.
So no pointing
Yeah.
for you, Rabbi.
Well, you could point with his left.
Yeah.
All right. Dan.
Yeah.
Here, Mother Teresa. We love a good Mother Teresa show or story on the TGIA show.
Should we start with a reminder that she was a horrible monster of a
Wretched,
person?
horrible, terrible human being who would deprive the poor people in her charge who were dying,
The dying
and sick, and whatever.
that she took in to quote unquote help.
She would deny them medicine and treatment because the suffering drew them nearer to God
In her monstrous
in her
little mind.
horrible, demented mind.
But boy, was she good at fundraising.
Oh yeah, and she left in her wake the Mother Teresa's Missionaries of Charity, which is an organization, global organization.
Yeah.
They've got over 5,000 nuns in 120 countries out there doing Mother Teresa's work.
Yeah.
Just
Hopefully they've
continuing the
improved
tradition.
since her time.
Well, it says here that they provide education, medical care, social assistance, and disaster relief to the poor.
Well, that's
I
nice.
think that's probably along the lines of what she said she used to do. So
Yeah.
I don't trust it. But nonetheless, the organization in India is in hot water.
Oh.
They no longer have access to international funds
Oh.
that would come, donations from international sources coming into India. And this came right in the lead up to Christmas. And people are like, the nuns are pissed
Yeah.
because they're like,
That's their big time.
this is it, right?
That's their moment.
This is Christmas. This is when we rake it all in.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, this comes on the government's decision to block this money comes on the heels just 2 weeks after an investigation was launched into allegations of forced religious conversions in one of the homes for children the charity runs in a western state in India.
Shocking that they would be trying to force conversions on people as a contingency for their charity.
I know, right?
Who could have seen it coming?
Apparently, there are a bunch of Indian states that have enacted anti-conversion laws in the past few decades. They criminalize religious conversions by means of force or allurement.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of part of like the Hindu nationalist thing that's going on. So it's highly
I wondered
problematic.
about that.
Like it's
I mean, when you've got a Hindu nationalist government,
yeah,
and Modi's out there just shutting down everything that isn't Hinduism.
Yeah. And it's easy to actually cast this in the light of the Hindus picking on the Christians,
right?
Which the Christians were very ready to do.
Oh yes, very happy to make that claim. Wouldn't matter how legit it was, they're going to launch that assertion.
Hindus sort of attacking and harassing Christians in India is a thing.
Yeah,
that is real. We're not going to say it's not, but I have no problem though with this particular Christian group being targeted.
Yeah. Well,
like it is, if they actually like cause real harm to the missionaries of charity, I'm fine with it.
Well, and it is 100% believable that this charity was inflicting Christianity on innocent people.
Oh, absolutely.
And probably making conversion a contingency.
And that's exactly what it was. Yeah, I'm sorry if I missed that detail. Yeah, that's what they're accusing them.
No problem believing that whatsoever.
Yeah.
All right. Tragedy, Franklin.
No.
In Provo, Utah.
Oh, even just right here in Utah?
Right here.
No.
The Marmons, our dear friends. Now you, I never have been, but you spent some time at the Mormon Missionary Training Center, or MTC.
In Provo, Utah.
Yes,
I did.
Where they
spent 8 weeks of my life there.
There you go.
Learning, quote unquote, learning Italian. Okay. A little tiny bit. Buongiorno. Right. And you practice like going and knocking on doors and giving little pitches at the door. They actually have like a rehearsal room where they have a bunch of doors lined up, and they had video cameras filming your interactions.
Oh, wow.
While you're like having to like, it's the first time you've ever like pitched the gospel at the door, and you have actors on the other side, and then you'd have to go and watch your video and be critiqued and blah, blah, blah.
Wow. Yeah. Were the people on the other side of the actors who were pretending to
just be like non-members answering the door?
Were they other potential trainees? Were they other?
No, they get volunteers from the community.
Oh my God.
Train them how to be like to role play.
Basically, it is just intense door-to-door sales, like the hard sell.
Oh, yeah.
Training.
Oh, they call it the commitment pattern. That's how, I don't know if they still teach this, but it was hard sale tactics.
Yeah. That's what they teach there.
Yeah.
And as you say, a little bit of the language training, but you pick that up when you get there.
Yeah, basically, mostly.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped doing that for a bit during a global pandemic.
Yeah.
But they've picked it up again.
Oh, good for them.
Not good. Shockingly.
What could go wrong?
They were overrun with COVID.
No.
Because half of the people in the surrounding area, the Provo, Utah County area, don't even believe in COVID as a thing, or believe one conspiracy theory or another about the vaccine or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, there's been an outbreak at the MTC, and literally, so they went and tested all of the missionaries. 588 missionaries present currently in Provo at the Missionary Training Center.
That's all that were there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's really...
It's still scaled back.
Okay. All right.
And of that, 91 tested positive.
Wow.
Yeah. That's not a small number.
No. Uh-oh.
And this is happening at MTCs all over the world too. They have other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Ugh.
So
Well,
they've now instituted a mask mandate. Now, why?
wait. Oh my.
She probably should have considered that before. And they already had a vaccine mandate in place. So everyone who goes there has to be vaccinated. Does that mean that everyone who goes there actually is vaccinated? I think we're learning no. But also, these can't all be great breakthrough cases. 91 out of 588, that can't all be breakthrough cases. A lot of those have got to be like they faked their vax.
I don't know. I mean, you can be vaccinated and still get Omicron.
I know.
So
I had a breakthrough case,
yeah.
but it's still supposedly like, even with Omicron, it's supposedly like 70-something% effective, right?
Yeah, but then you got 20-something% not effective. And it sounds like the numbers are right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway,
Jesus didn't save him. That's the why does Jesus?
what is the lesson he's trying to teach?
The
them?
Lord just keeps not saving the religious who they're supposed to be covered by Jesus.
What is going on here?
I don't get it.
He's sooner or later, he's gonna finally do something, right?
Yes.
Like eventually, won't he keep one promise? Won't he do one of the things?
He'll do a thing
that his
eventually.
believers say he's gonna do.
Well, here's the thing. He's gotten really specific.
Mhm.
He likes helping people find their keys a lot.
He lives for
And
it.
he likes, helping your aunt get over her depression.
He's just like,
He likes to keep it real small and specific.
Yeah. Cancer, no. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not going to help all of these people.
Keys?
But that guy really needed to do well, in his job application, and he did.
Oh, good for him.
He got the job.
That never happens.
That never happens.
People never get the job.
Well, that guy
Unless-
has been really struggling. So it's nice.
right.
It's nice that he did well in this interview.
Oy, oy, oy. Well, I'm going to take us over to Oklahoma.
Your
Oklahoma.
your other old stomping grounds.
Oklahoma. Yeah, that place.
Yeah.
So there is a new law that is being proposed and is going in front of their state legislature that would allow preachers into the public schools as teachers, essentially, to teach an elective course on the Bible and have the requirement, and the law has the requirement that they can only teach from the King James Version of the Bible, which of course is not sort of universally viewed amongst Christians as even the Bible, right? Like the Catholics don't use the King James Version,
Right.
It's kind of a fundamentalist, evangelical, and the Mormons thing. They love the King James Version,
Which is so weird. I mean, it does have that old timey sounding language.
Makes it feel fancy.
It does feel fancy.
Yeah.
Do they realize that it's not even a translation?
Oh, damn.
It's literally a conglomeration of various translations.
How dare you?
It's a version. It's
How
not.
dare you?
It's terrible.
They translated it, man.
They did not.
They
in point
sat
of
down.
fact.
King James himself sat down and translated the Bible.
Do you know, I actually love my Aramaic, so I think I'm going to go and do my own translation. It's going to be wonderful. That's my King James
That's
impression.
really good. I bet he sounded exactly like that.
I think so.
No, apparently Oklahoma has a little bit of a history of this. They currently have a law on the books that allows the Bible to be taught in the classroom, sort of in that historical, literature.
It's literature, of course.
Perspective.
Oh my God.
They're not supposed to take a stance on it. They're not supposed to say that it's like the word of God or
Right.
that it's true or this. You know they are.
Right. That's
saying
that's
that.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm not saying that this is the true word of God,
Right.
but if you don't believe that, you're a bad person and you're going to hell.
And you're getting an F.
And you're going to get an F in
You're
the
going
class.
to get an F.
Well, the only kids that are taking that class, it's like 99% just Christian kids whose parents are forcing them to take it.
Oh yeah, of course.
And 1% that atheist upstart who thinks he's going to like ruin it for everybody and is being like all like sneaky and subversive, and then gets in there and realizes it's just terribly boring and ends up leaving, dropping out of the class.
Truly awful. Yeah, so they already got one of those on the books. That wasn't enough.
That wasn't
for them.
enough.
So now
Somebody
they're
might
going
teach-
whole hog. Like it was actual teachers, at least, if nothing else,
Right.
who have some training about like the classroom and something about lines not to cross and shit.
Some
A preacher will not heed any counsel from the district.
No,
He or she will just go in there.
they know this. Yeah.
Oh,
Here's what happened. Some Oklahoma legislator heard that their kid got taught something out of the NSRV or the New International Version,
Right.
and was like, "Not on my watch."
yeah.
And they decided to rectify the situation.
Well, yeah. Supposedly the preacher, the legislator who's pushing this bill, it's known what church he goes to, but he's a member of, right?
Right.
And on that church's website, it actually talks about how the King James Version is like the only.
Is the only real.
Thing and all that
It's
kind of
such a bad version, you guys. I did not realize this. I had to like do a whole bunch of like. I learned a lot. It took me a while before I realized. Oh wait, this is actually a crap version. It was just a compromise. It was they were just trying to.
It is.
It was a political. It's a political.
It is the most accurate version of the Bible, Dan. That's what we grew up with.
That's what we grew up with. We were told by our Joseph Smith loving Mormon people that yeah, it was the most accurate English translation available. It is not. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm bringing it all the way back here to the fine state
back
of
here
Utah.
again. Okay.
Because there's no way we can get away without doing this story.
Yeah.
Utah has been pushing to become a tech haven, a place where tech
Silicon
companies.
Slopes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're really trying to push for that apparently, and
We've got
one of
a
those
few
we got some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
We got some tech here.
yeah.
And that's only they're really growing it. However, Silicon Slopes, that whole push has taken a bit of a hit this week.
What happened?
When one of their this is a Silicon Slopes company. Silicon Slopes is like a conglomeration of companies trying to make a Silicon Valley happen here in Utah. One of the companies that's sort of engaged with that is Entrada, which is
see their billboards
do you
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. They are a tech company, and they just lost one of their founders,
Oh.
forced to resign after he sent an email. This is a guy named David Bateman, Dave to his friends, who sent an email to a whole bunch of Utah, like other tech CEOs, business leaders, and political leaders, including our governor. The email, the subject line was genocide. So,
Oh, geez.
starting well. We're off to a great start there.
Is he alerting? He's alerting us to a genocide.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
I write this email, he wrote, knowing that many of you will think I'm crazy after reading it.
Oh no.
He's right about that. I believe there is a sadistic effort underway to euthanize the American people. It's obvious now. It's undeniable. Yet no one is doing anything. Everyone is discounting their own judgment and dismissing their intuition.
Oh boy.
Now, I don't know.
So far, so crazy.
So far, so Q. It's a very
Right.
QAnon sort of feel to it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I will not dispel that feeling for you as I go on with what he wrote.
Okay. Cool.
I believe the Jews are behind this. For 300 years, the Jews have been trying to infiltrate the Catholic Church and place a Jew covertly at the top.
Oh my God.
It happened in 2013 with Pope Francis.
Oh my God.
I believe, man, the jumps this guy takes. I believe the pandemic and systemic extermination of billions of people will lead to an effort to consolidate all the countries in the world under a single flag with totalitarian rule.
Oh my God.
I love this next sentence. I know, it sounds bonkers. Yeah, Dave. It kind of does, Dave.
Maybe you should let that sink in for a minute.
Maybe look in the mirror and read it back to yourself a few times.
If it sounds bonkers.
If you think it sounds bonkers, he says, I know it sounds bonkers. No one is reporting on it, but the Hasidic Jews in the U.S. instituted a law for their people that they are not to be vaccinated for any reason, he wrote.
Oh God.
I pray that I'm wrong about this. Utah has got to stop the vaccination drive. Warn your employees, warn your friends, prepare, stay safe.
Oh God. So this went out to all the Silicon Slopes people.
Just a bunch of business leaders.
Oh God. Oh Jesus.
So of course,
Oh,
when the word got out that he had sent this thing, his company had to distance themselves. I'm shocked that they didn't do more. I'm shocked. They forced him to retire as from the board and everything, but they should be suing him for damaging the company's reputation.
Yeah. My God. I'm a little speechless. I still marvel at the conspiracies about the Jews. It really I don't.
It's shocking.
How is this a thing? How is it so in these modern times?
Yeah.
Right. How could this possibly?
But you
still be a
can't
thing?
shake these things. It's so weird. You talk about Henry Ford, who bought a newspaper just so he could print the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which, by the way, everybody, that's a fake thing. If you ever read the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, as the rest of the world says it, or Zion, as we Utahns say it, you'll know it's just a made-up bullshit story that's purported to be, it's literally so outrageously stupid. It's the purported minutes of a meeting between that happens once every 100 years, where the Jews get together and talk about how are we doing on our plot to take over the world. Oh, we haven't done it yet. Okay, well let's get some better plans in place.
Let's give it another 100 years.
We'll do it one of these times. And apparently that part of the deal was to get a Jewish pope, which of all the people to choose as the Jewish plant for the papacy, a guy, an Argentine guy of Italian descent.
Yeah.
Wrong choice, man. Could have gone with the German, but that was before him. But you can't get Catholicer than Pope Francis, who would have had to he started in he went into the priesthood in the 50s.
Yeah.
That's a long con, man.
They've been planning it for 100 years.
This
is how it works, Dan. If you're gonna pull something like this off, you gotta start early. You gotta plan.
You gotta get him in young.
You gotta get all the pieces in place a good 70 years.
Jesus Christ.
Before things are actually supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So because continuity. First of all, conspiracies and actual conspiracies to commit anything.
Yeah.
Are just it's such a bad idea to enter into a conspiracy because somebody always leaks it. Somebody always spills the beans.
If it is a conspiracy of more than 3 people,
yeah,
you're fucked.
Right.
Your conspiracy will fail.
And this is
This would have to involve
so many people,
hundreds
over
of thousands of people over yeah. If it hasn't worked by now,
Yeah.
I got news for you. It's not real.
Oh God.
Yeah.
People
Cons-
don't. Yeah.
Conspiracies, literally, if you're a conspiracy, if you think that a conspiracy is happening and it involves more than 30 people, you're wrong.
I would say more than 5.
You're just wrong. Like, there have been certainly conspiracies. You know, Watergate happened.
Absolutely. There's a reason why the concept exists.
Yeah.
If you conspire with somebody to commit a crime,
Yeah.
that is a conspiracy.
There are real conspiracies out there, but like, holy shit.
But these conspiracy fantasies, which I heard it called recently,
Yeah.
I like
that.
instead of conspiracy theory.
Yeah. They're
Calling them conspiracy fantasies.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense, actually. That is the correct terminology.
Exactly.
So apparently, yeah, and boy, I'll tell you what, I went on to some comment threads about this because, you know, this is a guy, this Dave Bateman guy. He's like a stalwart of the Utah Republican Party. He has donated just gobs of money
I'm sure.
to Utah Republican things. He bailed them out of a lawsuit and stuff.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
That's who this is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway,
He basically owned the Republican Party for a minute.
kinda.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Anyway, Utahns have been bending over backwards to try and defend this guy.
Ugh.
Like, he's so easy to let go.
Yeah.
Let him go and, you know, just kick him out. But people were just like, Dave's a good guy. You know, people in his ward or whatever. Dave's a good guy. You guys don't know. Why are you calling him names like anti-Semitic?
Because he's anti-Semitic.
Did you read the email?
He's an anti-Semite.
Yeah. But like the people defending him are also probably almost certainly anti-Semites, and they're just and also probably conspiracy fantasists just like him.
Exactly.
They believe either the same things or equally crazy things.
Yeah.
It just goes to show, but like belief messes with your mind.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Don't do belief.
Don't start believing.
Just don't. Yeah.
I'm taking the Journey song.
I think you're paraphrasing a little bit there.
Because I'm a big Journey fan. You know.
Don't start believe.
Yeah,
I think that's better.
Don't do it.
Don't believe.
Don't. Ugh.
Just you know, trust the science as far as it can take us, and then change your belief, change your thoughts when it changes, and don't believe stuff. It's bad for you. Anyway, if you, dear listener, would like to challenge us on that or any of the things that we've said today, please feel free to write into us, podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or call and leave us a voicemail message. The telephone number is 424-666-8442. Stick around. There's some more show coming up.
Well, Frank,
Dan.
we've played clips from Shane Vaughn before. He's a failed Elvis impersonator, or at least that's what he looks like. Currently, in this clip, by the way, wearing a shirt that can only be described as one of those colorblindness tests. It's just got varying sizes of multicolored polka dots all over it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
sounds beautiful.
I must be colorblind because I can't see what the hidden message is. But anyway, that's what he's wearing. And here's the thing. We all know that Donald Trump can't shut his mouth.
Right.
If there's credit to be given that he thinks he deserves.
Right.
If he thinks he deserves credit for something, it doesn't matter who he's going to piss off. He doesn't take the lay of the land.
Right.
And he thinks he deserves credit for getting the vaccines out.
Right.
He doesn't, but he thinks he deserves credit for it. So he has recently gone on multiple shows and in multiple venues, just loud and proud said, everybody should get the vaccine.
It's amazing.
It is Literally, like smoke is coming out of the ears of his people because they thought that they were that they were all simpatico with him
Yeah.
in their anti-vax. Like they knew that there was some cognitive dissonance there because he clearly got the vaccine,
Right.
but a lot of them claimed that he like just got a fake vaccine or whatever. They're losing their minds.
Their hero is like betraying
They
them.
don't know who to follow anymore. They don't know what to believe, and a lot of them are doubting
He's Jesus?
that he is the leader, that he is the cult leader that they thought he was supposed to be. So
This is
Shane
good.
Vaughn has stepped in to answer that.
Oh.
So I'll play that for you.
Now, many people have told me that, they're losing faith in Donald Trump because of his stand on the vaccine. Let me correct you. You're not losing faith in Donald Trump because it was not Donald Trump that put Donald Trump in that office. 4 years before Donald Trump was ever known about running for office, Yahweh, the God of heaven, spoke through the mouth of a prophet and said that a man named Donald would be put into the White House, and that man Donald would be the servant of Yahweh to restore America. And guess what else that God said? That this man would serve 2 terms. So if you're losing faith in Donald Trump, you're really losing faith in the God that put him in office. And that's a dangerous thing, okay?
Oh boy.
Oh, that's really sad.
Oh, poor guy. He's
I-
trying.
You gotta love when the prophecies start falling apart.
Yeah.
But like so many of these preachers put all their eggs into that one basket, and
like Trump was supposed to be president again before the end of 2021.
yeah,
That was like the big thing. Right?
yeah.
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen. None of the things have happened.
Yeah.
He didn't win.
Right.
And then
Didn't seize
power
again.
but he did win, and don't worry, he'll take power back, and it'll like all of these things, and
now he's
it's just
like-
unraveling.
He's like, vaccine. Faith in Donald Trump. That's amazing that it would even be phrased that way.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my god.
just delightful. They're losing their damn minds.
Well, there was you saw the thing where like Biden actually like said something nice about Trump getting the ball rolling
Yeah,
and everything with like the vaccine and all of that. Like he's acknowledged that it wasn't 100% on his watch, the whole vaccine thing.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump heard that, and then he's going, well, I don't think he could be all that bad, basically, was what he was saying about Biden. Right?
because
He didn't know
that's-
what to do with it.
Yeah.
Because like he's like taking it as like this compliment.
right.
And he's like, well, Biden can't be all that bad.
Yeah.
And he's saying this on this like TV show, and they're like, no, clearly, you
Yeah.
know, like not.
Trump is such a simple creature.
All he wants is to be praised.
He is so easy. Literally, if you praise him, he will go against everyone that has ever backed him for anything.
The smartest thing the left could do is just become the biggest Donald Trump fan.
Just say nice things about him.
Yeah.
He won't know what to do. And then put him in
honestly.
jail. Can someone please put him in jail?
Just long enough to stall everything. Yeah, people are working on it.
They are.
The clock may run out, though.
yeah. Well, listen, we've got some folks to thank. We've got some stuff to talk about. I need to address something, Frank. I hope you'll indulge me, because
Sure.
it hasn't been. We've had multiple people of late write in, and there's been something that's been unclear. It is about our sister show, our friend, the How to Heretic. Friends, it's done. We tried to get the message out as well as we could, but I think a lot of people didn't hear this.
Oh, okay.
It's not coming back, and I just wanted to make sure that we got that word out here, that you heard it from me, from my mouth, your Uncle Dan. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I don't know how to gently break it to you, but yeah, we did post on the Facebook page, on the Twitter, but yeah, unfortunately, the hereticking is over. So you have to just like us now. It's just us.
We're still here.
We're still here.
We're here. I'm queer.
Get used to it. Anyway, I just wanted to address that. Sorry, everybody. We love you very much. But I wanted to address that. Thanks, Frank, for letting me get that out there.
Yeah, of course.
Listen, here's the thing. A lot of people have decided that they can help us. Some of them have done so with their money. We're going to get to that. But I wanted to remind folks that you can go to, iTunes. You can leave stars for us.
We love stars.
You can write a review. That really helps. For instance, NA217 wrote a review this week that was lovely. The headline was "Love this podcast," which that's a good one. Do that.
Yeah, we like that.
And they called it funny, informative, and addictive. Which that's what we're going for. Addiction. That's our main thing. We're trying to breed a bunch of addicts out there. So thank you so much to NA217. Who knows? If you write a thing, we might read it on air.
Yeah.
We're prone to do that every now and then. We also have some folks to thank, including, but not limited to, Sophia. So thank you so much, Sophia. These are people, I'm talking about the ones who subscribed or gave us a one-time donation over on PayPal. Sophia is now, I'm going to say, a teacher.
Excellent.
So thank you so much. You now have magic powers. So thank you. Well done. Douglas also has magic powers. I'm going to say Douglas is also a teacher. I've got 3 teachers here.
Nice.
So thank you so much to Douglas for your one-time donation. And Marcy, I'm going to say merci to Marcy, who is now also practicing the priesthood now that they have decided to donate.
Well, they bought themselves a good priesthood, so well done.
Well done.
Everyone. And we also have 3 new patrons over on Patreon.
Wonderful.
We have a new deacon by the name of Jared.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Well done.
We have 2 new priests. We have Amy.
Wonderful.
Possibly Amy.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Sorry, we don't know. If you don't include a pronunciation, we just guess. That's as good as we can do.
And also Caitlin.
Wonderful.
So thank you to everybody.
You guys are so great. Make it your New Year's resolution to give us your money. I think that is a worthy cause. And you will get the magic powers of the priesthood from us. It is every bit as powerful as every other priesthood on the planet.
Yeah. If you'd like to do as Dan is instructing you to do, please go to our website, thankgodimatheist.com, and click on the support tab.
Yeah.
There's options. So many options. And as always, Dan, we have our top donor to thank, our Lord and Savior, Demonium. Thanks, everyone. There's more show coming up.
Well, Frank,
Dan,
there is a problem out there.
Oh, there's so many problems, Dan.
Which
one are you talking about?
You have engaged in this problem just this week.
Oh, what?
Because as our patrons know, because they listen to they get the secret feed, the Frank and Dan Diaries.
Yeah,
you, sir, adopted a dog.
I did. I got a new little puppy.
How dare you?
Well, year-old dog.
You selfish
so sweet,
jerk.
So cute.
Apparently, that's not okay. And we know this.
How is that not okay?
Because
I'm giving a precious little critter a home.
Well,
it's a beautiful thing.
Pope Francis says you're selfish.
Okay. Or so selfish.
Here's the thing. You and I were talking earlier when we were discussing this story about the fact that the Catholic Church has, for a long time now, kind of replenished its numbers by forcing its members to have lots of kids.
Yeah, you can't abort them. You can't.
You can't even have.
You can't use any sort of contraception.
No contraception. No
birth
family
control.
planning.
No planning.
None
whatsoever.
of that stuff.
The rhythm method, is that what they called it?
Back in the day.
Yeah.
You probably can't even do that. Anyway, the point is, have all the kids in the world. And I I am now deeply suspicious of their anti-contraception stance. Because we know the Bible, they didn't have the pill
Right.
in biblical times. They didn't really have decent contraception back in the
Yeah.
day. We know that Onan got in trouble for not impregnating his
Fair enough.
brother's wife.
Fair enough.
And that's about all they've got. They've got onanism being, spilling one seed upon the ground,
Please don't.
being verboten or being bad, at least in that case. But that's about it in terms of justification. And now here's the thing. Pope Francis came out with a thing where he basically said that everybody should, if you can't have your own kids, you should be adopting children.
Yeah.
And he excoriated the young people who these days aren't adopting children, but are instead, sometimes they'll adopt dogs.
Fur babies.
Yeah. The truth is, he just and he said not having children, not having your own kids, not raising human people is selfish.
Well, all I want to do is hold a mirror up to him.
Right?
What are you doing, sir,
I don't
with your reproductive abilities?
Right? I don't know how willing I am to take marital advice from a virgin in a dress. I think that maybe that's not the right person for me to take advice on whether or not I should have kids.
I mean, they could open up a lot of breeding possibilities by just letting the priests get together with some nuns.
Yeah, but who's going to raise them?
The nuns.
Well, I mean,
they're notoriously good
oh yeah,
at raising.
at
Babies.
rearing kids. Yeah.
They don't end up in
Mass graves, mass unmarked graves in Ireland or
Like,
whatever.
for people who want a lot more kids in the world, they were really nasty. They're so horrible to kids. Why would anybody want to bring a child into the Catholic Church?
Right. Ask any indigenous person who was placed in a Catholic school how great the Catholics are with kids. Here's the thing. He is not the only person from whom I have heard this idea that not having kids is selfish. Because Andrea and I chose not to have kids. And the Mormons around us, they definitely were on that front. You are supposed to have children. That is, I mean, it's kind of, at least in the US, it's kind of the ethos. It's kind of the going philosophy that you are supposed to have kids, that's the default.
Well, I mean, your parents want you to have kids because if you don't, they don't get grandbabies. And that is obviously a huge deal. I don't understand it. I'll never be able to wrap my head around it, not having kids and never going to have grandkids. But like, people want, if you like babies, you want babies.
Right.
Right. And you want more of them.
Right.
And-
well, I understand
and so,
the grandkids thing because you don't have to raise those people.
Yeah.
You just get all of the benefit and none of the.
Well, but there is this idea that you're not sort of a fully sort of realized or actuated adult or human being, really, until you have a kid.
Yeah.
It's sick.
It is kind of sick. The truth of the matter is, and look, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be a parent.
Oh, no. If
And
you
there's-
want to have a kid, go raise kids.
That's a wonderful thing. That's not what we're talking about. But it shouldn't be the societal default that everyone should have kids.
Yeah, no.
Let me tell you something. Lots of people who don't want to have kids and know in their hearts that they are not cut out to be a good parent have kids
Yeah.
because they feel that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
We should not be pressuring someone who doesn't think they'll be a good parent into parenthood.
Yeah, there's nothing magical is going to happen.
No.
Where they're just like, oh, wow, I'm going to.
Yeah, I
know
saw my
exactly what
child's
to do.
eyes and now I'm a good parent.
Right.
No.
Right.
If you think you're going to be a bad parent, you're off the hook. Don't do it. We don't need more people. Like more is not an inherent good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you talk to economists, growth-oriented economists, they think so. But even economics is starting to question the idea of growth as being, because it's unsustainable. We need a better model.
That's why we're going to colonize Mars. That's why we're looking out at the stars, trying to find, some Earths out there.
We'll figure out the moon. We'll get it sorted.
We'll get out. We're like, clearly we are going to, fill up this entire planet.
We just need to grow indefinitely. Don't think about the problems with that. Just grow forever, indefinitely. No, we have enough people. So
the species is fine.
We're doing okay.
With people.
We might have, some might say, and this is shocking to hear, too many. It might be good to stop growing for a little minute. Just take a breather.
What do you think the right number is?
How
many humans do we need?
Yeah. Zero? No. Zero would be a great number of people.
I mean, nobody would miss us.
Yeah, the world, literally. Earth would do great.
If there was nobody here,
there would be nobody to miss us.
Yeah. But nonetheless, the Earth would return to a paradise.
No,
it would return to its paradisical state. It would be as a Garden of Eden, if you will.
It would be fine though. It would be just fine without us. It would be
a Garden of Eden. Well, just beautiful, lush everywhere.
The air would go back to being breathable.
The animals would stop killing each other.
Yeah, exactly.
They're only doing that for our benefit.
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. No, I do think, though, we need to rethink this pressure on people to parent. If you're one of the people who has put pressure on someone to parent, maybe rethink that stance. Don't pressure anybody. If someone wants to parent, wonderful. Go parent. You know what I mean? But the truth is that the societal default should be neutral on this.
Yeah.
I mean, we should be encouraging people not to parent. A lot of people shouldn't be parents. And that's a fine thing.
Yeah.
I waffled on it my whole life. I wondered if I would ever do it, but
sick curiosity cannot be a reason to have a child.
It's a terrible reason to have a child. I wonder what we'd make was one of the things that kept coming up in my relationship with Andrea. Insufficient. That is an insufficient argument.
Aren't you just curious a little what kind of child we would have?
Right.
Don't you just want to know? There's a way to find out.
Yeah, that's a bad reason to have a kid.
Could you imagine a little Dan Jr. running around?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to parent that guy. Poor kid. I would love him to death, but he would be a handful, that's for sure. No, the point I just want to, I think it has been a dogma of our society for too long, and we're not at that place anymore. You know what it used to be? You had to have kids because the farm needed to be run.
Yeah.
And eventually the two of you weren't going to be able to continue running the farm.
Right.
Now it can be a net negative on your financial security, on your ability to keep yourself safe and alive.
Yeah.
It can be really hard, a great hardship to have kids.
Well, and just looking at the world, just globally, right? Like the mandate to reproduce and replenish the earth or whatever. We are fully replenished.
We're fine.
This earth is replenished to death at this point.
Yeah.
So
we don't need more consumers right now. with resources possibly dwindling. I'm not saying that we need to get to a lot of people push for zero growth or zero population growth or whatever. And they cite very good science. I don't know. It's a very confusing thing. There's a lot of pros and cons on all of the sides to having kids, to not having kids. You got to look at you and your life. And people, and it does need to be an individual thing, but for the love of God, stop pressuring people to have kids. Don't be the Pope. Don't tell people that they're selfish.
I mean, definitely don't be the Pope.
How selfish is it to tell someone that they're selfish so that you get to experience their children?
Oh my!
That's what's
God.
selfish.
That is so selfish. Why? Yeah.
Anyway, don't be the Pope. I guess that's the message.
Don't be the Pope.
Don't be the Pope. There's only one of them anyway, and he's
There's two right now.
Well, there are two.
There are currently two popes.
But which one is the actual secret Jew? That's what I need to know. Anyway, if you would like to yell at us about anything that we've had to say on this subject, please, you can do it. You can write into us, podcast@thankodI'matheist.com.
Or call and leave a voicemail message. The telephone number is 424-666-8442.
Hey, go to the Facebook page, would you? Click the like button. It's a nice thing to do.
And if you'd like to join one of our members-only lounges, we'd love to have you. Just go to thankgodimatheist.com/members only.
Yeah. Thanks so much to the Red Rock Hot Club for the use of their beautiful music.
And thanks to Gordon Johnston for the use of his music.
And thanks to all of you for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.